Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aaron Knightley, and in today's video I'm going to tell you how I plan my day as an entrepreneur, how I keep it simple, I don't overload myself, because one of the biggest killers I find is when you're overwhelmed and you try and take on too much, it can really squash what you're trying to do, goals, daily tasks, whatever it might be. So if you can plan your day correctly, you can maximize the chances of you really achieving something that day and avoid procrastination. So I follow really simple steps, and if anyone's followed me for a while and you've been on my YouTube, you know that I try and keep things simple. Whether it's investing or planning my day or self-development, whatever it might be, simple for me is the way forward, and very much slow and steady wins the race is kind of my motto for most things really. So I'm going to show you now on the board how I would plan out most of my days in order to know exactly what's priority to what can be carried over for the next day. So we're not taking on like 10, 15 tasks, but none of them got done. I'd rather do 4 priority tasks, have some, secondary tasks that get carried on to the next day, but really sort of maximize that day. So let's just look at how I would work this. So everything would start with priority. So on my day, I would look at what is priority. Well, for everyone as an entrepreneur, it should be building your business or increasing your income, monetization, cash flow, so you can actually earn a living. You know, you need to bring in the money and then look at secondary tasks after that. So everything that I would do would be monetary based. So whether that's on my business, investments. This is what I would look at first. I would go through normally the night before, or my branding. But with these 3, there has to be some form of monetary value on these 3. What I wouldn't do is I wouldn't plan my day on tasks that aren't going to generate me any form of an income or work towards some form of ROI. So it has to be priority first. So when I look at my diary, I'm going to kind of give you an image of my diary here, and this is how I would plan it on my to-do list. So I get asked a lot, Aaron, how do you plan your diary, and how do you sort of action what needs to be done? Well, what I would do is I would have at the top of my diary, on my notes page, my priority list. Okay? So that would go at the top. At the bottom, I would have to-dos. And over here, I would have socials. So anything to do with social media, I would have separate. So these are non-priority. These could be carried over to the next day. But up here, I'll normally have about 4 things. So that could be closing investments for clients. Closing investments. So that's income generating. The next one, it might be I'm going to put it down as cold calls. They're not cold calls, but that's working on my business. So creating new clients. Because that's going to generate me an income if I'm successful. After that, it might be, for example, I'm finishing my 2nd book, Write book, 1 hour or 2 hours. Why would I do that? Because that's going to generate me an income. I'm prioritizing these main tasks. Finally, it might be to do with making my own investments. So I might look at my financials that day and go, okay, where can I move money? What can I invest? What opportunities have I got, again, to make more money and ROI, some form of an ROI. So that might be investments. Okay, so these are my 4 main ones that I need to get done that day. Extras here might be reply emails. It might be secondary phone calls. So what do I mean by secondary phone calls? That might be catching up with someone, planning trips, travel, whatever it might be, content. This is kind of in to-dos, but it's secondary. So, you know, any ideas that I might have throughout the day, I will note down here, because if I don't get them done, these are my priority. If I don't get them done, I'll carry them on to next day. So these might be business ideas, and so forth. On socials, this will be to do with everything I need to do on social media. So normally up here I have reply DMs, upload YouTube, stories, one-to-ones. So it's really nice and clear for me. So every time I open up my notepad, really simple. What I must do, absolutely must get this done. To-dos, secondary, and socials. Breaks it down, I don't get overwhelmed. As soon as I've done it, tick it off, boom, boom. These get carried over if I don't complete them. Same goes for socials. They're not priority. So when you are trying to balance or you're juggling multiple plates, it's so important that you do just break it down to the bare bones, and your priority must, I keep saying that word, but it must be income generating tasks first. You shouldn't be putting social media before your business. So I hope this helped. Do hit like and subscribe for more content like this, and until the next video, I'll speak to all of you very soon.